All right, everybody. I want to share this. This is another one of my Holy Grail moments. I just got done with a conversation, and we identified three excellent toxicity detection tactics. So, this is how you can easily detect who the manipulators and users and freeloaders are in your life. There's three simple things that you can do. Number one, tell people no. Just in general, like when people ask you to do something, say, I'd rather not. No, thank you. Start telling people no. And what you'll find right off the bat is it catches people off guard because you don't say no. You're a yes person, yes man or yes woman or yes pronoun. Start saying no. No, that's okay, thanks. Don't be rude, just say, no, I'd rather not. And say, what? Why not? You say, I would rather do blank. So you need to take inventory of some alternative activities that you'd rather do. You say, I'd rather go home. It's not a knock to you, I'm just tired. I'd rather go to bed, you know. And then, of course, then you get that sneaky person saying, oh, can I come to bed with you, you know? No, sorry. I like my sheets nice and cool. So, yeah, say no to people. What is that going to do? That's going to immediately identify who's using you as a supply. Because regular people, like, they're going to say, oh, okay, well, cool. I'll see you tomorrow. Message me tomorrow. Or we'll get you next time, right? The people who have you as supply aren't really just going to let it go. They're going to be like, okay, well, why don't you? They're going to be the ones that start a dialogue about why have you said no. Because they're trying, this is a new behavior for you. They're trying to learn why you said no, and then they're going to sit there and they're going to construct a Wile E. Coyote diagram on how to prevent you from saying no in the future, right? Or they're going to pull from their list of, their arsenal of prepared no removal kits, or whatever. I don't know. I'm tired. So yeah, tell people no. The second thing, make your own plans. There's always the concept of the favorite hangout, More than likely, if you've got a narcissist in your life, I'm almost willing to bet that you almost never host the social engagements. And by that, I mean you personally. Don't ever say, you know what, I want to have a get-together on Sunday. I'm going to cook some meat. I'm going to be grilling. I want you, Huey, Dewey, Lucy, Susie, and Bob, to come over and hang out. Literally, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go to the store, and I'm going to buy a shitload of food, and then I'm going to cook it, and then you're going to come over here and eat it because it's a good plan, right? Start doing stuff like that, and I mean, sort of like feeding the pigeons, right? But what's going to happen is when you do that, when you organize the events about you now, well, and technically it's not. But understand this, narcissists and toxic people and manipulators, when they come up with the plans, it's about them and how good they look. Like, oh yes, I will feed you, my little baby birds. Yes, because I control you and you're going to do every little thing I want you. Would you like some more ribs? There's intent behind it. And when you're the one working the event, when you're the host, you've robbed them of that elevated position to exercise control. So it's not so much that they're jealous of you or how good you look, because you're just going to be a normal person. But what they're going to see it as is they're going to see it as missed opportunity for them to cultivate supply and keep their stable of supply well groomed, So when you make your weekends about you, you have your plans, You invite your people, invite more people than you expect, and eventually what you'll start to see is you'll notice a trend of somebody, Bobby doesn't always like to come over, or most especially when you say, hey, I'm going to have a barbecue over on Sunday. Why don't you, Huey, Dewey, Louie, Susie, and Bob, come over? And Huey, Dewey, Louie, and Susie are all like, yeah, we're for it. And Bob's like, well, I don't know. I mean, wouldn't you rather, why don't y'all come over to my house? Because, I've got the big screen and, I've got a grill. So I tell you what, if you want to, buy the food, why don't you bring the food over here? And we'll use my grill and you can cook it. And we'll also have the big screen TV. Or let's just come to my house and not fucking watch TV, but actually hang out and be humans. Right? So you're going to notice, if you're the type that attracts narcissists into your life, you're going to start to notice the ones that try to take your event away from you. It's very profound because it's done in a manner where it's like, hey, that's a great idea, but I think I can make your great idea even better. I'm helping. No, they're not, right? So just be firm, be like, no, I want to host it, Come on over. And then remember this. Remember that the person that suggested that you change your plans to where they're the ones in charge. Remember that person. And then see if they ultimately end up coming to your shindig or not. And if they do, see if they're... watch their behaviors. Are they there for you? Or are they there mingling around with everybody, talking and laughing with everybody but you? Right? When you're there, take notes of who's genuinely interested in you. Who likes you? Who's talking to you? Not responding to you. Who's coming up to you and striking up a conversation? That's going to tell you the people who truly have interest in you, the people who truly love you, and the people who are truly attracted to you. Lastly, and this is tip number 3 of toxic person detection, have a non-negotiable weekly activity. Like Big Lebowski. Think Big Lebowski, how they bowl regardless, right? Who is it? John Goodman. Was it the world doesn't start and stop around you? This is bowling. Come on, this is bowling. And then he turns around and he's like, I don't roll on Shabbos. It's Shabbos. I can't do anything. I'm Jewish. So it's like he expects everybody else to bend over backwards to make the bowling nights, but then whenever it conflicts with him, they have to change up the entire bowling lineup, right? So whatever your activity is, make it a bike ride. Tuesdays is Tuesdays and Thursdays I ride my bike after work for exercise. Or on Tuesdays is American Idol night up at Buffalo Wild Wings. I don't know why the fuck you would watch American Idol at a sports bar. Okay, no. I'm not a thinker. But, have something that you claim for yourself. So out of your entire week of going to work, coming home, doing this, doing that, doing stuff for friends, you have your one thing that is equally immovable as going to and from work. So you're dedicated to your job to where no matter what, you go to work, except if you're sick, right? But you need to have an activity that you do for yourself that is equally non-negotiable, and only one day a week, maybe twice. Take martial arts, take jiu-jitsu, You know, jujitsu's a great. It's actually a really great activity. You know, do yoga. Get a personal trainer at a gym. Have a cinema movie night, a night that you go out to the cinema and see a new movie. Just something that's immovable. Why? Because narcissists are all about destroying you and being superior. And what they're going to do is they're going to say, oh, okay. Tuesdays, huh? Is your movie night? Well, let me just see how dedicated they are, and let me see if I'm better than that. And they're gonna play that game. They're gonna use it as a chance to feel good about themselves because they've become more important than your non-negotiable activity, right? So start to look for that, because you're gonna come directly into conflict. Hey, what's up tonight? I'm doing jujitsu. Really, man? You think you could skip it tonight? Because I had this plan going on, you know. No, sorry, man. I can't skip. I pay for the shit. But, you know, let me know what you're doing later this week. Kick the can down the road. Do not, if you have somebody that's butting in on your non-negotiables, that is a very, very clear indicator. Especially if they start doing it more than once, because most people, when you tell them, it's like, oh, I'm doing jujitsu on Tuesdays. Oh, okay, cool. Well, then, like, you know, maybe like a couple months later, they're like, hey, you know, what are you doing tonight? Jiu-Jitsu. Oh, yeah, that's right. Well, never mind. You want to look for that never mind response, right? So that's somebody where after you've told them, you know, a couple times that, no, Tuesday is Jiu-Jitsu night, look for that, oh, okay, well, never mind response. Because that's what normal people say, the never mind. That's respect. They're giving you respect for the things you want to do by saying never mind, because that's them saying that my desires should not supersede your pursuits of happiness. Versus, what are you doing tonight? Oh, it's Tuesday, you know, it's my jiu-jitsu night. I say, well, you know, I tell you what, man, because, you know, we're going and blah, 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 doing all that. You're welcome to come along. I mean, you know, I don't want you to miss jiu-jitsu for it, but, you know, I'd hate for you to miss out on this too. Let me know what you think. Well, and a normal person can say that if it's something, you know, really important. But I'm guessing you are going to already be familiar with the type of water that fish swims in when they say it. So keep that in mind. Anyways, sum all this back up. Remember, 3 things. 3, yeah. Good camera angle. 3. Number 1, say no. Number 2, something else. Number 3, immovable stuff. What was number 2? Somebody remind me. Thank you very much for watching. Please like, comment, or share. We'll see you on the next video.